What is up, everybody? We will honor you here today on episode 46 of The Harder Show. How you doing? I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day so far. Thank you so much for tuning in, clicking that play button, letting me come into your home, your car, your place of business, whatever the hell, however you're listening, wherever you're listening. Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. Going to be a very fun podcast today. Just a short intro. I want to just touch on something very quickly. I have had a lot of people ask me about the departure of Taylor from Out of My League. I've had quite a few people message me to ask if I know what's going on with that. And I don't have an absolute clue. I'm not going to comment on anything. I'm not going to speculate. That's not what I do. I love all those guys. I wish all of them the best. I am a full neutral party in that. I was going to have Taylor on the podcast. We talked about him being on the podcast before all this went down. I still would love to have him on the podcast. Taylor, for some reason you are listening. I would love to have you on the podcast, dude. Not to talk shit or anything like that or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that, but I wanted to comment real quick just because some people have asked me, but I do not know what is going on. I wish all parties nothing but the absolute best, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And I want to give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Jason Reese over at Jaybird Digital Arts. You guys know how much I love his stuff, how much he has done for The Harder Show. You guys probably saw the new banners and that he did for The Harder Show live cast page that I put up just earlier today. Very excited for that live cast. You guys know I've talked about that on the last couple episodes here. Be sure to like that Facebook page, or Facebook event, sorry. If you have not, be sure to do that. Very excited for it. It's going to be an absolutely awesome night. And Jason, when I was waiting to make sure that he made me not only a whole brand new media for that, but that he did the profile picture, the banner, all that kind of stuff for me. Did it real quick for me. So thank you, Jason, for all that. You guys know if you need anything digital art related, you need logos, you need stuff for your Facebook, you need t-shirts, anything like that at all. You know Jason does it all. He does it great for an awesome price, and he is a great dude to deal with. So be sure to check him out on the web. You can find him at www.jaybirddigitalarts.ca. That's JAYBIRD digitalarts.ca. Now, without further ado, getting all that out of the way, I'm just going to jump into this podcast here. I'm sitting down with two of my oldest friends in the whole world, and we're going to talk about high school. I have no idea what's going to happen. We're just going to fucking plug into it and see what happens. So let's get into this podcast right now. All right, I'm sitting at the kitchen table in the kitchen, folks. I want to say it one more time.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
Kitchen table in the kitchen.
Of the Harder Show Studios. I'm sucking on a halls right now.
We were originally supposed to do this in the kitchen table in the bathroom, though.
Yes, but we changed.
Couldn't fit.
Sucking on a halls right now because I am still fighting a bit of a cold. I've been having coughing fits all day.
Yo, this is going to be the sickest podcast ever. Sickest podcast.
Do you want to just host the fucking show at this point, kid?
Well, basically, yes.
God damn it. Hold on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't hear, obviously I'm joined by two of my oldest friends in the world, Mr. Garrett Coles, Mr. Brandon Bowden.
The radio grads are just taking over the show.
Yeah.
Kill him and hide him in the closet.
Yeah.
Basically, 'cause it's just at this point, it's like, yo, I'm just trying to get my intro in, and it's just not
It's a
going to happen.
conspiracy at this point. We just came here to get our own podcast.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if you guys are just like, yo, we're going to start our own podcast with like
Sons of Jim podcast. We're going to steal all your followers.
Sons of Jim podcast. I like it. Y'all like 10 of them. That'll be.
We told you we have a plan.
Fair enough. You'll get all 10 of my viewers, man. I don't.
10 of your listeners. Whew, that's a good start.
2 of them are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 2 of you are here. No, I'm just kidding. I know I have a lot more listeners than that. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are here today, even though we are all sick.
I'm okay.
So yeah, I guess you're okay now, but you're the one who fucking got us all sick.
Fuck you, Brandon.
I regret nothing, and what does John Cena say? Regret nothing and something less.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something stupid like that.
Still your fault.
I care about nothing and regret less. How about that?
I care about nothing and regret less. Something like that. But we are all hanging out today. It's kind of shooting the shit, and I wanted to do this for a long time, actually. I didn't know who I was going to do it with. I wanted to have like basically everyone involved with this. But I decided that'd be a horrible fucking idea because like it would just be a write-off of a podcast.
We'd be too loud.
Oh, it'd be just. I would need like 7 mics to capture everything that was going to happen.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time I have all 3 mics actually set up. So it's very interesting. Hopefully the quality is good for this. And what we're going to do here today is we're going to talk about high school.
Oh, God.
Now, the reason that I wanted to have this discussion on the Harder Show is because I do get asked about it quite often. What were you like in high school and all this kind of shit? So I figured I'd bring in people who
Big
knew me
old
best.
bitch.
I was a big bitch. Such thoughts come to mind as awkward facial hair.
Oh, God. Girls
Girls that I
And or lack of girls.
girls and lack of girls and girls I liked that I couldn't talk to and so forth and all that kind of bullshit.
I mean, it is high school. We could talk about education and whatever.
So who the fuck cares about
Hold
that?
on,
then?
Who cares about
Did
education?
anybody actually get an education from high school? Okay.
No,
I didn't.
No.
That
I know
definitely-
nothing.
No.
I don't think I retained any
What's
knowledge
that?
from
Wasn't
high
there like a test you had to write? The literacy test. Was that
that in high school?
Was that high school?
school. Where's that in
I
elementary
want to
school?
say yes.
Oh yeah, because I
No,
remember
that was-
I remember writing it.
I don't know. There's like some standardized testing you have to write in high school,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
everyone's just
I
like
remember
faking their way through it. And like, what level is Clifford? Oh, he's red. Clifford's the red
No,
dog.
it was, I think I did it in like Haliner's class or something.
I don't know.
I feel like it was like grade 10.
Yeah, because I feel like I was doing it during like civics.
So that's random as shit.
Civics.
I think that's like
What
the
is-
only actual like education related stuff that I remember from high school is doing like the standardized testing.
I remember gym.
I
I remember throwing a soccer ball right at your head.
that is a perfect place to fucking start. Let's talk about that because we have all the stuff we want to talk about and touch on, but as far as how we're going to kind of start this conversation, Brandon, can you recall the day that you threw a soccer ball at my head?
Yeah, I was playing goalie and we were playing soccer in gym. It was like grade 11 gym, and I was really pissed off because you weren't playing very good defense, so I threw a soccer ball at your head after I let in a goal.
And then what happened?
You turned and was like, what did you expect?
And then what happened?
I can't remember.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Oh, Brandon! Don't throw soccer balls! I'm the goalie, I'm supposed to, you dried up witch.
See, you guys got lucky because you guys always were in like the same classes, but I had Willems and was the tiniest kid in my gym class and basically had to fight like for like wrestling and stuff like that. I always had to like wrestle Willems, and it's like David versus Goliath, except for David doesn't win.
David does not win in that
David
situation.
doesn't-
Crushed.
So I guess we should go on record here by saying, first off, when we all met in grade 9, I mean, me and Garrett had known each other for like
I was
10 years at that point.
Yeah.
Pretty
No,
close to it.
You guys are
A while. Let's go with
Quite
a
a
while.
while. Quite a while.
while.
A while.
A while. A while. Is she hurt?
Is she cut? Oh my
Kinda.
god, that was a thing in high school too.
That was a
Kinda.
thing. There's a lot of things
Yeah.
we're going to talk about.
So grade 9.
But so me and Garrett come into grade 9, and we were
the Pines,
from the Pines.
which is like across the parking lot.
It's literally like here's the thing that confuses a lot of people. I'll talk to people like my schooling. And I'm like, yeah, I went to Newcastle Public from grade kindergarten to grade 6 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then I went to Pine Senior Public School from grade 7 to 8. And then I went to Clark, and they're like, wait, what?
See, if you have any American listeners, they're gonna know exactly what you're talking about. Because basically, what Pines is junior high.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's a lot of people I talk to. They're like, well, like, so
Senior public
the
school is
Pines
just not
was-
a thing anymore.
Yeah, they're like, so that was your elementary school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't consider that elementary school, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, but because you didn't have that in Oshawa, right? You went from like,
No, but I watched enough American sitcoms to where I knew what like junior high.
No, but I
was,
meant
so
like you personally. You went from like
I
7.
went from grade
1 to
I went to
1 to
kindergarten
8.
to grade 8 at the same school.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Whereas you and
I
me-
changed buildings, but it was the same school. It's really like
Yeah.
convoluted and confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the point I'm trying to get here is me and Garrett came in. We been buddies forever.
Yep.
Kind of had our little crew, the clique.
The
The clique. If you guys
With,
have listened to Brandon and I's podcast, we did like fucking like 20 episodes ago. Actually, longer than that. Jesus, I've had a lot of these. We talked about it was episode 12 and 13, I believe.
Around
I
there.
usually get those right, but we talked about all that kind of bullshit. But we're just kind of going to touch on everything here. But Garrett and I kind of were hanging out. We had our crew, we had our thing, and at this point, Mr. Coles,
I actually fucked off for a little while.
how were you? You did, and we'll get into all that.
After this obscene profit break, no.
Yes.
Brought to you by Duff Beer.
Brought to you by Duff Beer.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Hey, he said obscene profit break. So go on. Oh, I'm sorry.
See, here's the thing: is this is going to be a fucking write-off because I'm just going to randomly start laughing.
He's breaking kayfabe.
Excuse me about that, guys. I
Selling out the
apologize in
business.
advance for literally all the fucking like coughing and hacking and shit that's going to be in this podcast because we're, like I said, that we're all sick. So just I apologize in advance. But the point I'm trying to get at here
Mr. Coles. which is me.
When you started high school, describe yourself to me.
Oh God, I was one of the unfortunate people who was like
Less than 5 feet tall.
yeah.
Like what, 4'2"?
I think because I just had this conversation with my mom and dad the other day actually. When I was in grade 9, I think I was 5'3".
That sounds about right.
5'4". I was really short. Like I was the same. Like I got to like 5 foot like through like the early puberty stages of like grade 6 through grade 8, and like I got to 5 foot, and then I stopped for a little while. So like grade 9 to about I want to say grade 11. I think I maxed out in grade 11. I was 5'7", 5'6", but that was like over like a 2-year period. Mm-hmm. And then like I'm still a scrawny son of a bitch right now, but like back then,
no, really,
when you're small, like height wise, and scrawny, it doesn't help either. So I was probably a solid 98 pounds soaking wet.
So Garrett's 5'3",
Skinny as
solid
fuck.
98 pounds, and then you got me, his buddy, I was probably the start of grade 9. I was probably 5.
You would have been 5'5". If I was 5'3", because you weren't too much taller, but then you.
Yeah, because I grew pretty quick.
Yeah.
In high school, but I'm not like tall or anything by any means now. But see, I stopped growing in high school.
Yeah,
like I hit like
What are you,
5'11",
like,
5'11" and 3/4 proudly. Yeah. I wear that 3/4 proudly because I'm not legally 6
Which is
foot.
so weird when you think about how much I actually grew over the next years. Because like I'm sitting at 6'2" now.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, high school you were not 6'2".
No,
it's actually fucking hilarious.
When I graduated, I was 5'7".
So I keep hoping that happens. I just want that other like fucking like quarter inch.
Yeah, it'll
like
come
just,
into your gut.
Yeah, like just like literally, I'll lose the gut and just shoot up another quarter inch. So I can be 6 foot.
Yeah,
it'd be sick.
So we got one big.
So basically, you got little Garrett, and you got like this fat fuck over here.
We're gonna call past Garrett from now on Little Garrett.
Yeah, little Garrett.
Little Garrett.
And then little fat TJ.
Little fat TJ.
And then our band of misfits. Mm-hmm. And we're all hanging out
like
in the cafe.
fucking Robin Hood, except we only steal French fries.
And drink lots of vinegar with them.
Yeah.
We had lots of our band of misfits, and then one day in the cafeteria, and watched Brandon. And now, Brandon, you told the story on your podcast, but just now because Garrett's here as well.
I can skim over it quickly.
Just what were your thoughts coming into our group?
The Cole's
I was
Notes
friends
version.
with Mike, another one of the guys in the group.
He was also a lanky
I
motherfucker.
Yeah,
He was.
Yeah, really
He was like
He was like
6'2".
6 foot tall already.
Yeah.
So what?
Mexican heritage.
So I met him
Mexican
in music class, of course. Naturally, I was the tuba player. 'Cause, you know,
Boom,
I wasn't having enough trouble acclimating in a new school, so they threw me on the tuba. So,
Makes sense.
and I made friends with obviously a clarinet player, Mike.
Mike and his woodwinds.
So he's like, "Oh, just come hang out with me and my buddies during lunch." So I'm like, "Okay." He seems normal enough. I'm sure his buddies are normal.
You poor bastard.
I was corrected quickly.
And that's
so
where
we
his
go in
life
there,
went to
and then
hell.
he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna go cafeteria and grab French fries. These are the guys. He's TJ, Nathaniel, Adam, Garrett, and all that." And comes out with his French fries, and he takes the vinegar bottle just out because they used to have like the table of condiments.
Yeah.
Where you just like have the ketchup, the mustard, and whatnot, and so he just grabs the whole vinegar bottle, brings it back, takes the lid off it, and just dumps it on the fries. I'm like,
Like
oh.
now, guys, when he says the vinegar bottle, he doesn't mean he takes the top off and pours like a little bit on. He means like he literally poured the entire bottle on.
oh yeah, he just
Yeah.
dumps it in.
He did that every day.
And the salt.
And then the entire thing of the salt.
Like, he should have diabetes. Like, I don't understand.
He should be dead.
He
Like,
should
I
be
don't
dead.
understand how he's still living. Like I figured his heart would just like burn out of his body.
Like, I have
Yeah.
a strong metabolism. I don't know what the hell's going on in Mike's body.
He would eat all the fries, then he would drink the vinegar after he was done.
Yes.
It was incredible.
Like, tilt the plastic or paper bowl up and like drink the vinegar.
Yes. So needless to say, your first impression of the Hotter Coles group here.
I was mortified.
Yes,
The
but
fuck kind of traveling world.
Well, I also
am I
came
in?
from an elementary school where I was like part of the popular clique.
click.
The clique. I was like part of the popular clique. So coming in to see this, I was like, oh,
I see.
okay.
This is how far I have fallen.
Pretty much.
I see. We're drinking vinegar now. Right on. Now,
Welcome to Clark High School,
Yeah,
where we have
basically.
welfare checks and drink vinegar.
Welfare checks.
oh God. So, what was your first impression on Garrett? And Garrett, what was your first impression on Brandon? Because I've never heard you guys say this before.
I actually don't remember.
Yeah, I'm same. I have no idea.
God damn it,
Because
guys!
you
This
He
know-
kind of just,
because-
came and went, so I didn't think much.
Yeah.
of it.
Because what you got to remember is grade 9 was like that weird period for me where like
yeah,
I
you
was-
weren't around a whole lot.
Yeah, because I was starting to see like one of like I guess Mike. Mike introduced me to some friends who were female, and I started seeing one of them, and then I wasn't exactly in good standings, quote unquote,
Yeah.
thrown into lockers. So I kind of got in a bit of a scrap with Mike, and then the two of us weren't really good friends for a long period of time. So I just kind of pieced in and out. Like I would come hang out every once in a while. Like I wasn't just like, no, I'm not friends with these guys.
Yeah.
It was more of just like, you know what, is Mike around? No, okay. Well, you know what? Instead of just like causing shit.
See, I forgot about that.
I'm a piece for a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that too.
And so like
I said heat.
Yeah, and so I went and hung out with a bunch of other people. Which, if we're going to talk about previous decisions we regret, there's one right there. Because like, it was nice because like they were all like weird as hell, but they respected
Out of that
me.
entire group, you were the normal one.
I was the one that was
The
like
5'3" guy who weighed 98
But,
pounds
like,
was the most normal one out of
with
that
them. I had like respect and things like that, and I appreciated it. But like when I would go back over there, I'd be like, Mike would be like shitting all over my face, like I hate you, kind of get out of here.
group. Like literally, he would say,
Like he would like hold my, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to be friggin' bullied, so I would go hang out with them. So grade 9, because I was still like dealing with all that shit, I wasn't around too much. So I think when Brandon was like coming in was like a little bit during that. So I think that's why like when I came back, like I wasn't really as close with Brandon in the early years of high school compared to like the end.
Yeah, see, I forget. I always forget about that. That like there was like
Yeah, it wasn't
a couple
until like
of years.
grade 10 or 11 where I was like, okay, I think everything's good now. It took a while.
Yeah, just basically it was one day I was like, okay, stop being a fucking idiot. And he was like, okay.
Yeah, basically.
like, he realized how much of an idiot he was being. And he was
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, I kind of called him out on some stuff, and we went.
Yeah, he's just kinda
we
like,
went to coffee time and had a coffee and talked about some stuff, and then I think we were good after that.
Just a couple of ninth graders sitting there.
Couple of ninth graders dealing with some drama about women.
Is that usually what it's about?
Well,
I don't know.
not for you.
I don't know. I didn't have any drama with women in high school.
Really?
I didn't have any women in
technically,
high school.
technically you did.
Well, see, yeah, now you're lying.
Now
This,
you're
this
just-
is why I'm glad Garrett's here, dude.
Now
'cause
you're
we can
full
both
of
call
shit.
you out on bullshit. I want
say
this.
full. I'd say
This is
quarter full.
this is going to be a full-fledged discussion where we're all going to call each other out on bullshit.
So okay, but then if we could use that as a little bit of a transition. Do we want to just go through the years, or do we want to touch on the women thing now?
see, now I feel like most people want to hear about this.
Because
feel like the
there's some
women's, like,
pretty
the
good
feature
there's some pretty good
presentation.
stories there.
I feel like the women's the feature presentation here all the way.
And
up.
now for your feature film.
Yeah. So basically,
We have Mr. Hotter, which was no girls like me, yet all the girls find him attractive, so I'm just going to sit and play guitar in the hallway
we also
and
mentioned the hair.
be the moody, long-haired,
Yes,
Lane
now,
Staley-loving
what
piece
I-
of shit that
what
he
I-
is.
what I
And we
want-
got Brandon turning down obvious adventures in a bathroom because he didn't know he could go into a bathroom stall with a woman. And then we got me, which is just making terrible decisions left, right, and center.
see,
We have tons of
See a
stories.
theme.
see
Tons of
now,
stories.
what I would love to happen right now is for you guys to basically just rip me to shreds on my decisions in high school regarding women.
All right, let's go.
All right.
All right.
We don't have to think twice about that.
That's
Start
why I
off
think
there?
this is funny.
We should start from the beginning.
Yeah.
We should start from the beginning, which is when he discovered that he had a guitar that was blue that he
Yeah.
could bring to school.
We'll start off with another guitar, but yeah, the Beaver Creek. The Blue Beaver Creek is
the
where
Blue
it really
Beaver
started
Creek is
to
where
take
it
off.
really started his trend of
Yeah, because
being.
imagine if you will, TJ just sitting in the middle of a hallway playing guitar every single lunch hour.
And it wasn't like
every single
yes,
lunch
it
hour.
was every single lunch hour. It wasn't like once a week I'd bring it. No. Every single lunch hour, I would sit in the same hallway,
same goddamn
play
spot.
the same goddamn spot, play the same fucking guitar and the same fucking song over and over again.
And
I
that-
didn't know how to play any of the songs.
That started in
Mind
grade
you,
10
he's surrounded by.
because after we kept using
grade,
the same hallway.
Yeah, because grade 9, like nothing really like
Right now, it's kind of like a fever dream.
yeah, like nothing really happened. The only thing I wanted to kind of actually touch on in grade 9 was some course decisions
Oh, okay.
that I think we should touch on because for me personally, I made the probably I'd say I don't like to say I have a lot of like decisions in my life where I'm like, oh, that was a big mistake. My life would be so different than that. Blah 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 blah. I live in the past and so forth. But the one decision for sure that I'm like, I look back and I go, you know what?
Not getting that
That's
extra
really the
burger?
only thing. Not getting the extra burger.
Big digress.
That's what I always think, right? But the one decision where I'm like, you know, like I really wish I could go back and redo that, and that was not taking music in grade 9. When I tell people that, they're like, "What the? You didn't fucking take music in grade 9 at all?"
You took it in 7 and 8 with Dewhurst, right?
Sure did. Never took it again.
I think I did the same thing. I don't think I ever
You
took
took it in
music.
grade 9 because you were the
Yeah.
opposite class of me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I took it after
I
that
was the
though.
only one that took it all the way through.
Yeah, and I literally didn't take it at all. I took art. Figure that out. I
It's really weird
fucking.
thinking of it now in hindsight.
Yeah, I know. Like thinking about it, it's like really.
Yeah.
And
I drew this pretty picture of you, ma'am.
well, see, what was fucking hilarious about the whole thing is my art teacher, God bless her, can't remember her name. Feel bad, can't remember her name, but she knew, like, okay, this is not an art student. He's obviously musical. I'd like draw pictures and like write song lyrics around them. I'd write. So after a while, she was like,
that was back in the days of
Yeah.
like MSN Messenger, where you would like make your
Yes.
name and then do like weird symbols, and like TJ's was always like weird song lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't have to make sense. So long as it was a bunch of words put together, that was it.
Yeah.
And like every guy
But,
was
like-
striving to have that girlfriend in his MSN name.
Oh, that would put
Yes.
that or in the personal message underneath.
Yeah.
Yes. This is just basically going to be us living in the past as well, too.
It's in the past, man.
It's in the past, man. But,
But taking music was something that you kind of missed out on.
yes, and it's one of those things that I'll talk about with people now, and they're like, well, like, why didn't you? And I'm like, just...
Because I'm already too good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that wasn't why. Because I was like, like, I hate music now, like, blah, 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 all this kind of bullshit.
Sharp would have screwed with you too. Mr. Sharp would have like, rest in peace. The guy was a great teacher.
He was phenomenal.
He would see you come in and be like, I'm really good at guitar, and you're like, cool, you're playing the flute.
That's the thing, too, is like, I mean, obviously, I wish if I could go back, I would redo it.
Honestly, I think he would have threw TJ somewhere on like a brass instrument, like a trombone or like.
See, because I already played trombone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
That's
probably
what bothers me is I'm like, I probably could have been an okay tromboner.
You got them lungs.
If I had I got them lungs, homie. And it's something that I'm always just like, man, like that's. Was there anything in kind of at the start of our high school careers, so to speak, that would set the tone for things? Because we've never really had this conversation before. The three of us.
I would literally, because I guess it's not really grade 9 and 10 so much. Well, actually, yeah, no, I guess they do it because like. I can't remember if it's 9 and 10 they do it or if it's all the way through where they split them between like college and university level.
Yes.
So like you go in and like you have the meeting because I
You
think
can do that every year. Every year you.
yeah, when you pick, well, you don't really pick your courses. You have some that you have to take, but you have to pick like which version of them you want to take.
Yeah.
And I remember being in grade 8 going into grade 9, and like you have that meeting with like the guidance counselor, and she like helps set you up for grade 9. Like
Yeah.
you pick your course or whatever. And they straight up told me, because you and me have the same thing where we were both identified with learning disabilities, and they take that into a big play. But I was told not to take university level courses because I wouldn't be smart enough. And my mom came to me and was like, okay, like, this is up to you. Like, you're the final decision. And going into grade 9, I was like, well, I just want to get fucking through high school. Like, I don't really give a shit about what my schools were. So I'll just take the college one. That'll be easy and just, like, coast. And I'm not going to lie. I fucking coasted through high school.
I completely coasted that. I was locally developed.
Yeah.
Through almost high school. That's even more messed up.
But
part.
like the thing is, like in hindsight now, like as an adult, like applying and looking at resume, like they don't tell you. Everyone always thinks you go to college, university, like end game, whatever. Like that's that's what your resume and that's what they'll look at. They don't tell you that they actually do look at your high school marks.
Yes.
Like they say that the high school marks are what get you into college, university, and that's what they care about. They don't tell you that sometimes 9 times out of 10, when you're applying for a job, they'll look at your transcript, and it's like, well, fuck. Like I'm trying to apply for something right now, and I have a course that I didn't have, so I'm redoing it. I am doing a high school course at 25.
Yes, right now, as we're recording
like
this high school
I started
podcast.
it like 2 days ago, and if I could go back and take it then, knowing where I am now, yeah, but that's hindsight. Hindsight's 2020.
Well,
But
sure.
thinking about that and thinking about decision wise, I would have taken university. I would have actually tried to challenge myself instead of just being like, nah, fuck it. I'll take 2 spares and write a poem, not a poem, an essay on the book. Is it Mice and Men with George, where the guys got a yeah. We had to read that book. That book
Yeah.
was great, but like I don't know. Thinking back, I'd prefer to have the challenge of
See, I had the opposite. I came straight from like the city, and when I went to the school, because I was like, in the midst of changing locations, because I grew up in the city and then I was coming out to the countryside.
Butt fuck
for high school.
nowhere.
Exactly. So we went to go see the guidance counselor. She's like, "Oh, you're from the city and all that. You might want to take college."
Yeah, you were all like college level, university
And,
level.
my mom heard that and took it as a direct insult and put me all in university courses. I'm like, thanks, mom.
See, my mom did the same thing, except she
I didn't
gave
have a
me the
choice.
option. Like my mom
Oh.
gave me the
Yeah,
decision
see,
to
my
make.
mom made the choice for me. She's like, "Oh no, they want to talk like that about my son. Oh, I'm gonna throw him in the university courses." I'm like, oh okay.
Mrs. Bowden setting you straight.
She didn't. She was not impressed, and I took the brunt of it.
Yeah, that's the best part. It had nothing to do with you, but you took the brunt of it.
Nope.
You were the one who took university classes throughout most of high school.
All through high school, I never took the college course.
That's messed up. I was forget about that too.
Yeah.
Mr. Smarty Pants over here. He passed all of them.
Look at him and his education.
I failed twice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I failed
I only
French
failed
and I
once.
failed math. And then I went, with the math, actually both. I just didn't pay any attention to those classes.
And why didn't you pay attention to those classes?
Literally 30. Like halfway through the semester in French class in grade 9, I had an 18%.
Damn. That's impressive.
And then
I think the lowest I've ever seen is like a 7. I'm trying to remember who it was. One of our friends had a 7% in something.
At one point, I probably had a 7
fuck
in
was that?
French.
I feel like it was you. I feel like your mark literally got down to like a 7.
Probably. I brought it all the way up to a 30 by the end of the semester.
I think it was 7 because I remember like a 7%.
Yeah, and then I was able to like bring it all the way up to like 80 something in grade 10 because I was really actually good at French. I just didn't pay any attention. Like I remember
that's the
having
thing, too,
in
is,
grade 8, I had a 98 in French.
High school.
Can you speak French?
No,
I fucking see.
He speaks Italian.
This is what bothers me. You can't. You speak Italian?
no,
No, you can speak Italian.
I understand it. I don't know.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
you can't speak, you understand it.
You can
I
understand it.
understand a little bit of it. But
Yeah,
I can't,
it's like
because
me.
you're a minor
I
sister.
understand Newfie. I just can't speak it that well.
I do nothing.
But like basically, we're talking about all that kind of bullshit and not talking about decision hack and that kind of thing. One thing that it bothers me now with kind of the school system here. We're getting real serious for a minute here. We'll go back to all the fun stuff, but
We're still going to tear you a new one.
I want it to happen.
It's
gonna
gonna
be
happen.
really funny.
In fact, I'm going to go get the KY.
Yeah, the amount of God damn it, the amount of shit that kids are expected to do nowadays and learn nowadays. Even now, like I know kids, like when I was at the store and stuff, like who were going through high school, some of the stuff they would tell me they have to do. I'm like, why?
I think some of that's exaggerated though.
I saw the paperwork.
I know, but it's just like I feel like we exaggerated a lot of the things we had to do in high school when we were kids, and I feel like they do kind of the same. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
Well,
like maybe the curriculum's a little harder and all that, but why not?
Oh,
make it
I know
harder?
it's definitely.
I
Harder.
think it's because like as a kid, this is really like high school is really the first time where you're actually
Yeah.
challenged. Like,
Why not?
elementary school is kind of like okay, this is the basics. Senior public was like okay, this is the basics, but you got to learn a couple other things. Because that's the first time you get French and like actual history. Like you get like.
The way I see it in high school, if you don't give them enough homework, they're probably going to go out and do drugs.
Yeah, high school's the first
Drugs.
time. High school's like the make or break.
They're
It's
gonna
like okay, you
drink
either-
alcohols
They're going to
and
be drinking the
snort
alcohols,
marijuana,
smoking the vapes.
smoking the vapes. Oh Christ, that wasn't even a thing when we were in high school.
The vapes?
Yeah.
They were smoking something, but it wasn't vapes.
Yeah, and of course the three of us in our group,
We were always
we
smoking
were all.
vapes.
Oh yeah, you know
we
us.
were huge vapes.
We were all good
We were always
kids.
at the vape store.
Yeah, we were
If
all
anybody knows what I'm referencing, that'll be funny. But
all of us.
They were pretty good.
We were all
no,
good
we were very,
kids.
we were very behaved.
Like some of us at this table might say otherwise. In the general scheme of things, we were very good kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
It sounds so sarcastic.
And the thing is, it's not like people
No,
are like
To all the mothers listening, we did nothing wrong. Absolutely. ever.
literally. Like I talk
I was
about
invited to a bathroom. I didn't go.
literally. This guy over here, Brandon, could have gone to the bathroom stall with a girl, and he just physically did not understand.
No, I wasn't just capable. I didn't have the mindset be like, oh, I'm like, I don't have to go to the bathroom. And if I did, why would I go to the girls' bathroom? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
And then realized, oh,
Oh, okay.
it's that kind of party.
It's a party for two.
No.
Segueing beautifully back into that. Let's talk about
You being an idiot.
me being an idiot.
So we painted the picture of you being in the hallway with your lovely beaver.
You were just
Creek.
like completely oblivious to all the attention girls gave you. That's one thing.
So
Big thing for you.
if you know TJ now, he's got the nice little scruff beard. You know, he's a bit stocky build, short haircut. You go back to high school. You take the hair on his beard and probably the hair on his back, and you put it on the top of his head.
And it was long. It was
It
like,
is long as fuck.
And like all the girls were jealous of his hair.
Because
This is very true.
a
Like,
couple years
it was
ago,
bone straight.
Yeah.
And it just came
every
down perfectly.
every
like,
morning, because here's the thing about TJ's hair in high school. Okay, I'm going to do a podcast just on this.
You should also post a picture on the Facebook page of your old hair.
Oh, I probably will. I'm gonna try and find an old picture of the three of us. I don't know if one exists anywhere, but I'm gonna try.
All right.
I don't know
really
for
old.
the, I don't know for the three of us, but
Maybe
maybe.
more just three of us, but
Oh, I'd be fine too. Just our crew in general.
I avoided pictures back then.
Yeah, my hair it was basically down to my shoulders at that point.
yeah.
I would wake up in the morning, shower, and just go on about my day, and it would be straight. And when
Shiny.
when I say
Hair was
perfect,
shiny.
when I say perfect, I'm not saying perfect for me. I mean like girls would walk up to me and go, "What do you use on your hair? I want to know what product you're using."
TJ's like, water.
I'm just like, yo,
Hydrate.
water and like fucking like Head and Shoulders, homie, like hook it up. And like there was a daily.
You looked at that scalp for danger. You ain't gonna find it. You know what?
Like
Head and
a couple of years ago, the whole man bun trend was huge. Now, if you
Christ.
took like high school TJ, like he could do.
He would have
like,
never had a man bun. He could have like.
he would have like a man beehive if you put it up. Be like,
You got a lot of hair. In
The thing is, and like my hair's so thick that it was just like it was perfect. I meant to have long hair.
and but the thing is that not only did you have long hair, you also mastered the hair flip because like you.
I totally did,
You would be playing guitar and then like, you'd have a conversation and you do like
You can't
whoosh,
see, but we're all just hair flipping. Right
whoosh,
We're all
and
hair
flip
flipping
it
right
all
now.
out of your
Do it.
face or like cover half your face and it was like the perfect like moody like bluesy like
Yeah,
mysterious.
I'd like be
He
playing.
had rock star hair.
He had rockstar
Basically,
hair.
I had rockstar
at
hair.
like 14,
Yeah.
which is bullshit.
It's pretty funny
We
looking
all
back.
had long hair in that like
Yeah, but
early
it
high
got
school days.
it would get him attention, and then like the rest of us be looking at like all these girls are fucking talking to TJ, and TJ's just like,
Okay,
this
now-
is a G chord.
See, but like I had like
This is a
crazy,
C.
like I had long hair, but mine curled. Like I had a loose Jufro thing going on.
I had the wings because I wore a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
I
hats.
had a lot of like I had a lot of wing things going on too, but like it would get out of control. Like it was down to my shoulders.
then you
too,
get
but,
over
like,
to
it was
Mr.
all
Hodder
curled
and
up.
his majestic
see
long
now,
locks.
see now. I just want to say something real quick. These guys going about all these girls and all this kind of bullshit. There was like 6 or 7, just for the record.
Yeah.
Okay, now that compare
'Cause
that
he's
to
make-
my like
that's-
none.
that's-
Yes, but
yeah,
you're
that's what
making
we're
it
saying.
sound like literally there was like 30 girls who were clamoring.
Six
over
At
it.
one point, I counted like 76.
The literal average girl walking through the hallway at high school would not give me the time of day, but
No, the ones you liked didn't give you the time of day.
that as well.
Yes.
But that's
I just
what-
want to
There
get that
there
in
was
there.
one in particular that you had your eye on throughout of all high school, and we're gonna call her
Amber?
Amber, that's a good name. Yeah, we're gonna
Amber.
call her
The
Amber.
stupid name. Give something else. It's my
No,
cousin.
it's
That's
not.
my
Audrey?
cousin's name.
Audrey?
Amber.
Audrey. Yeah, there you go.
Hey guys, Audrey Hepburn. There you go.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn.
She doesn't remind me of her at all, but hey, we'll go on with it.
But we'll call her Audrey Hepburn, and you had like a mad crush on her for like what 3 years?
I'd say definitely.
On and off.
I would say for sure grade 10, and for sure grade 11.
Yeah.
Grade 9, it was
grade
like
9.
more of a weird attraction.
Grade 9 is when he found out she was on my bus.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, hey, yeah, see, okay. That was more of an attraction.
Yeah.
And then like grade 10, like it
He's
was
like,
like,
dude, you want to hang out afterwards? I'm like, you just want to be on the bus with Audrey Hepburn, don't you? He's like, shut up.
shut up, bro. I gotta talk to her, man.
Get my mom to pick me up at your place.
And then did he talk to her at all?
No.
No, I did not.
And that's the thing too is like you're a sociable guy. Like you're like people come up to you and talk to you about random shit and you're like, yeah, okay, what's up? And then like Audrey Hepburn will walk by and be like, hey, fine.
Here's how bad it was, folks. Now, I would talk to people in this girl's social group.
Yeah.
You gotta remember the hallway. The
Yes,
hallway's
the hallway.
key.
There were like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 girls that would be in that hallway. Talk to them about anything, would not matter.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn would walk over, and literally, I could not say a fucking word. Crippling fear.
So he plays guitar.
Crippling. So then I'm like, okay, what is the only thing I can do to possibly get this girl's attention? Okay, I'm going to be really nice to all her friends. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And
too
I'm going to
nice.
just play a lot of guitars. A lot of guitar. And hopefully, eventually, if I flip my hair enough, she'll just randomly
Majestically.
walk up to me and talk to me. What I didn't know,
Did you ever notice when DJ flipped his hair in high school, everything went in like slow motion?
yeah, that's usually what happened. So you guys can't see it, but he's in slow motion right now. See, I never pointed or winked or anything. But
It would have been funnier if you did.
The finger guns.
But what I didn't know about Audrey Hepburn here, I like that name now. I like Audrey Hepburn now. That's good. That's a good name. That's a good name. Is she was basically completely non-social in the sense of she didn't talk to anyone really.
No.
She had her group of friends. She didn't talk to anyone else.
Actually,
So-
that's not true. Well, later on in high school, in grade 11,
Yeah.
she was my math partner for a long period
Yes. Later on.
of time. Yeah. That's
When
how
I-
found out some things.
Yes. So I'm basically desperately trying to make anything happen here, and nothing's happening
He's just
now.
TJ's trying to get her-
trying to start a conversation.
He's trying to get her to talk to him. She can't talk to him because she's socially awkward, but he's so socially awkward that he can't talk to her. So it's just like a black hole of
It is a
conversation.
vicious fucking
It's like
cycle.
isolated social anxiety for you, though. It was just
Yeah.
like everybody
I
else
could
you no
literally
problem talking
talk. I could talk to anyone else
Yeah.
Literally.
but her.
Yeah.
And it was funny as
And
hell.
it's funny now.
It was funny.
was
At
funny
the
then.
time,
It was
it was
funny
not.
then.
Well, it was funny for me.
We used to time it. We used to like see them like coming around the corner, and be like, and you'd be like mid conversation with someone, and then you would like notice that she had walked around the corner, and be like, and then here we go.
Now
again.
hang on. If I was let's say me, you, Mike, and Alex
Yeah.
were standing in a circle talking about something.
Yeah.
And Woody's behind me for some
You
reason.
would get distracted every time.
Let me finish. We'd be talking. If she was like, say, at the other end of the hall, like say she's like 5-6 feet away,
Yeah,
I could still talk, but
your eyes would be gone.
I wouldn't have any idea. And it's funny now
The
looking
lights
back.
were on, but no one was home.
Elevator didn't go all the way to the top.
It's funny now looking back because, and I don't mean this in a mean way or anything, but like I'm kind of like, what did I see
What was so attractive?
in
You
her?
were in
Yeah.
high
Now,
school.
now I'm like, what the fuck? Like
You were
I
in
don't.
high school, you were delirious. You don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah, but that's just it's funny now. But like, how brutal it was. I'm
Those
just
high
like, man,
school
like
hormones.
fucking hell.
Well, you're oblivious, like of trying, like you knew you liked her, but you wanted to talk to her. Brandon knew that he was attracted to someone, but whenever it would be coming to be like the flirtatious stage, his brain would just be like, "I wrote this book once. I was reading a nice book about sport. I have no idea what's going on." I would know someone would be interested in me and be like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna go over here and do this." Like I would not pursue it because I just wouldn't know what to do. Like I couldn't figure
Basically,
out how
the
to
three
flirt.
of us were horrible.
Yeah, if you put like all of our like
You're
weaknesses
like
when
a
it comes to
three-headed
women,
monster of
it would
really,
just
like bad women skills.
oh,
That
it
was
terrible.
pretty bad. But the second, like say like grade 10 and 11 TJ, I was very good with it until I thought there was potentially something there.
As
Then
soon
I was
as it
horrible.
involved emotion and like
I
your
was done.
feelings, you're
And-
out.
And it's not in the sense that necessarily that makes me sound like I'm like a fucking asshole.
no, it
like
was-
it was a French.
you just got scared.
Yeah, purely a friendship based thing. And then the second it was like, okay, like I think this person actually wants to be more than friends. It was like, oh my god, no, I can't. What the fuck? Oh my god.
See ya.
So it's like, and then you got Brandon over here, who he'd be like, oh, like this person likes you. I'm like, no, they don't. You're crazy.
And I was always right.
Hey, okay.
I had great intuition with women as long as it wasn't towards me. I can tell if a woman likes a guy pretty much for the most part 95% of the time, unless it involves me.
What grade?
Because if it involves me, I have no idea.
What grade did our Burlington adventure start? Was that grade
Well, that
11?
was after high school.
No.
Yeah.
We never
Where,
went to
where is your
Burlington for high
timeline?
school. Oh man, I never had a date after
Your
after high school.
timeline is off by like a good 2 years.
I always thought no, because did you go to
No.
her prom?
No.
I went to hers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Oh.
ours. Let's all pull it back for
I didn't
a
go to
couple
prom,
of years
remember?
here.
That's right. You didn't go to prom.
Yes. Let's all pull it back here for a second.
For some reason, I thought she was at ours.
No.
I don't know why.
No.
Even I wasn't at
It's all pull it back. It's all pull it back. Garrett's gonna get back to about 2006.
I told you I have no concept of time.
2006.
2006.
We're in 2006. You're emo Garrett.
Oh
2006.
God.
Let's talk about emo Garrett for a minute.
Oh God.
Who occasionally wore hats.
Oh,
Occasionally wore hats.
Occasionally, as in it was permanently
Who occasionally
welded.
wore hats.
You actually forgot. Past Garrett is referred to as Little Garrett, so it's Little Emo Garrett who occasionally wore
Emo
hats.
Garrett
who
who-
occasionally wore hats.
And the best part about your we'll talk about
Was the hat that's permanently welded to my head?
yes. We'll talk about our gimmicks, so to speak. But Garrett, basically, let me set the scene for Garrett here.
Oh,
So,
God.
Garrett always dressed very either red
Or black.
Now, he wasn't necessarily emo in the classic sense of like he wore like eyeliner and shit like
No,
that.
I just had I had a red sweater that I would wear all the time, or I had a black sweater, and they were like the same one, just like reverse color schemes. And then I always wore jeans. Like I never wore shorts. I was always shorts, but I would always just I don't know. I had a
Very-
quiet.
very dark and
Yeah.
quiet. And
I was very angry. I was very angry.
very angry child.
Yeah.
Very angry child. They got Brandon, who he's kind of like
I was
Mr.
like gimmickless. I was like the Chris Candido of Clark High School.
Chris Candy.
I think
No
Actually-
gimmicks necessary.
When you think about it, though, I think a lot of my anger came from the fact that, like, because of how small I was and how often I was bullied, like, through grade 7 and 8, I just transferred it to when I was in grade 9 and 10, and then, like, dealing with the shit with Mike and then other stuff. Because, like, I don't want to name drop it, but, like, my high school was ruined because a lot of people thought I was somebody else. Like, a lot of people put me and someone else as the same person, and I would get in shit for it, and I just didn't want to stand for it. And so I got angry. And then I started actually being in the same area as that person that I was being confused with, and I translated that anger like a lot.
Makes sense.
and it sucked. Really did.
Very angry Garrett.
Yeah.
Very
And then
angry Garrett.
grade 11 happened. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna just stop caring
Yeah,
about
you just
everything.
you just kind of chilled the fuck out.
Yeah,
of us.
I like there was like a point where my brain was like, who gives a fuck?
I mean, we were all moody,
Yeah.
angry teenagers. I was probably the moodiest fucking person I've ever met.
I think
I
I was.
think we all had anger. I had anger issues.
I
Definitely.
think yeah.
in school.
I think I was
We
the
all
first
did.
one out of the three of us to hit that point. Like, really? Like, actually, who cares? Like,
Oh, for sure.
like my give a fuck attitude kicked in pretty early. Like, I just was like, you know what?
TJ's
Screw
still
it.
pissed off.
TJ's
I'm
still,
still
angry.
pissed off. Like I'm the angriest person I know. It's brutal. Like the morning, because Brandon was always there every morning when or you show up very shortly after me.
Yeah.
Out of the 5 days a week you saw me there in the morning, how many of those days was I usually angry in the morning?
4.
6.
That's what I thought. Looking back, I was like, God damn.
6 out of 5 days he came in.
He's a
angry.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 days I was angry. So, and it would usually be about the same things.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey
was
Hepburn,
a big reason.
frustration. I still remember. I remember this.
Audrey Hepburn.
This is the only time I can really say.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I remember that film. How's that song go?
Let's not.
David,
And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's?
Tiffany's.
She said, I think I
Remember that film?
Okay, I'm done.
Jesus Christ. We just sang whatever that song is.
Deep Blue something.
Yeah, there you go. I don't fucking know. That was not. I don't even know where we're going with this anymore.
Impromptu.
But we digress.
We digress very much so. But I will never forget, and this kind of ties into Audrey Hepburn. You thought I was having so much trouble, which I was. Granted, let me finish, because I want to get your reaction. See if you remember this, because I'm not gonna name drop her,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try and think of a really creative, mean as shit name, and like it's gonna be a really bad name because I don't like this person, even though I have nothing against them anymore. Whatever the fuck. You thought I needed help from a woman.
Okay.
At this point, because you were like, dude, like
I knew when to actually give you help from.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You went out of your way to ask one of your younger friends, to come into the cafeteria in the morning when I am at my angriest and moodiest, have a conversation, try to get me to basically open up to this girl.
Okay, you're gonna have to give me a hint. I thought I knew who the person was at first, but now I'm trying to. Now I'm.
Let's call her Valerie.
All right. Yeah.
That's a good name.
And you decided that you're going to bring her in. And she's going to come talk to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and I was really moody this morning because
I
I was
all
just
her infinite 9th grade wisdom, she could help you out.
yes. So I'm sitting
You
there.
can't talk to females. Better bring in a female.
He can't talk to a specific female. Let's bring in a female who he doesn't like to set him straight.
Yeah.
So this girl comes in and sits down, and this girl knows I don't like her that much. She doesn't like me that much.
I don't think anybody liked her that much, except for like Brandon.
No, except for Brandon. I don't know
Some
why.
weird reason.
And she starts like giving me this spiel at how to talk to girls and shit, right? And like
Confidence is key.
I basically was like, who the fuck are you to come talk to me? And she like grabbed she like put her hand on mine, and she's like, it's okay if you're upset about this. Like, it's perfectly normal for... And I'm like, who the
You having
fuck?
some early set on erectile dysfunction there, bud?
Apparently. Holy fuck. Like, she's talking to me basically like I'm just like... Though, like, I'm crippling, have no idea how to talk to any girl in the world.
Now, I'm just going to point this out here. That might be because of how Brandon described your problem to her.
Yes.
Because he exaggerates a lot.
He was like, yeah, so basically, he basically, like...
He's like a brick wall.
This crippling fear. Now, mind you, at this point, I had talked to her a couple times. I was getting there.
Audrey or Valerie?
Audrey.
Okay.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey
Please use her full name. So
Breakfast
Valerie
at
came in
Tiffany's.
thinking like literally I couldn't even be in the same room with this girl without throwing up.
Yeah.
So she's like,
That's a
and
serious
she also
anxiety.
thought it was a different person
Oh,
when I name dropped, and she was friends with this girl.
I remember. Okay.
So she's like trying to be like, yeah, like, I'll like
Oh,
bring
she didn't
you.
think it
I'll
was
like
the whale, did she?
no.
Oh, thank God.
Oh Christ. So she's like, yo, we're gonna like
The whale.
just come over to our group and we're gonna like, you know, like I'll like introduce you to her. It's gonna be great. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? So I was getting mad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, you're not gonna
Now
do
you're
shit. Like, who the
confused.
fuck are you? I'm mad. I'm confused. I'm angry. I'm this like
7 a.m.
I'm pissed off
It
at Brandon
literally
for putting
was.
me in this position. And anyway, she ends up just being okay. Well, if you're just gonna be rude, I'm just gonna leave. And I was like, please do. And she fucking
See ya.
walked away. And her friend was all like, "You're an asshole," and I'm like, "You're a whale. Shut the fuck up." And, I didn't
And then
actually
she
say that.
left the room, and
And then TJ called Ellen DeGeneres to get him to teach him how to speak whale, and he told her to fuck off. Fuck off.
We're mean, but I
Damn it, she was an absolute bitch.
Oh, yeah.
This
She
was a
person
terrible
we were
person.
referring to as whale. She was a horrible person. She was a bitch.
Yeah.
Like physical looks that we don't really care about too much. But if your personality matches how bad you look, you are a terrible
You're
person.
screwed. You're
You
out
are
of luck.
screwed.
You are out of luck. And so this was the only time I can say throughout all of high school and most of my life I've ever been genuinely angry with you.
Yeah, I can
Because I remember you
understand
sat down and you're like,
So how'd it go?
So, like, how'd it go? Like, you all proud. Like, you're like, yeah, like, I did you a big favor. And I was just basically like, fuck off. And I just walked away.
And then he gave him the chair, and then we said, "My God, it killed him." Then TJ,
My
went,
God,
"Oh."
he killed him.
Yeah.
He just hit Brandon Brown
I'm
with
like,
that
"Fuck,
solid
did I
steel
make a
chair.
Did I make a mistake?
And
Nah,
and
fuck,
and the thing is, you didn't understand because you were like, I was just trying to help you.
And you know, it's funny. It's like from an outside perspective, I realize now too. I think more and more about talking with Brandon because like we used to hang out in my basement, and Brandon would give us life advice because
Yeah.
he always
The
likes to
last
rub it.
person to be giving
I
life
realized
advice.
because he did it earlier too. But when we started this podcast, Brandon mentioned that like when he was in his old school in Oshawa, he was the popular kid.
Yes.
And then he realized how much of a bunch of band of misfits our group of friends was.
How big of losers we were.
So whenever like shit hit the fan with drama, Brandon always was like the higher power.
Hey,
of wisdom. Listen, like let me tell you something here. I from where I'm from, and we'd always be like, okay, he used to be cool, but we never actually saw Brandon being cool. We just believed.
See now,
that
I
Brandon
mean,
was
I
cool.
can tell you for a fact it happened.
see
But-
now, listen, hang on. I did see it
Oh,
because
yeah, you did go out.
in grade 9, I got to go meet a bunch of Brandon's old friends,
That's true.
and it was interesting.
That's
you
what
can name that. Yeah, you can name drop them. There's nothing bad we can say about them.
No, I don't. I just didn't know how far I want to go with it.
But I was just saying like Brandon from my point of view, Brandon was always like the well of wisdom of how to like handle situations because like he was.
So I gotta be honest, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I always remember like hanging in my basement and Brandon would be like, "This is what I would do," and I'm like, "Huh,
Well, sure, we all did that though.
yeah."
If we're talking about that, then I was also aware because I'd be like, listen, here's what you're gonna
Yeah,
do.
but no one would actually take your advice. to heart.
Exactly. And I was the only one who knew what I was talking about. Fucking goddamn it.
But Brandon comes into this room thinking like, yeah, Valerie hooked him up with all this freaking great wisdom.
Yes, and
then you're like, buddy, get the fuck out.
And I just remember, like, I go to class and I'm so angry. I couldn't even cheese me because I was like, how dare he talk about my personal problems I didn't think anyone else knew about other than like me, you, and Garrett and like one other person. And I'm like, yeah, like how dare he? And then like, you know, it was within that day that I realized everyone who I knew
Everything.
knew about what was going on. And I'm just like, oh.
Well,
Like,
it had been-
it's
had
that
been
fucking
linger-
obvious.
It had been lingering on
Yes,
for a while. At this point.
because at this point we were in the grade 10 at this point.
Yeah, so
and it's just
over
like
a year now. It's been lingering.
yeah, so it's just like so I was like so it's that obvious.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's that obvious. Like yeah.
Yeah.
So then that day, so maybe I should actually thank Valerie. Maybe I should take everything I said back and thank Valerie because it was actually sorry, it was the next day. Still, that I actually literally Audrey Hepburn walked by me.
You grew up hair?
We were standing outside. And she walked by me, and I was kind of like,
Yo, Audrey, my
What
mic
up?
sounds nice. Don't you?
Mic check.
and she's like walking away onto her bus, and you were there, and Nathaniel was there as well.
Oh god.
I haven't mentioned Nathaniel yet, and I apologize.
That's
for
a
that
whole
guy.
other story.
Nathaniel needs his own podcast.
Just
I'm gonna have him on the podcast once just to see what he has to say.
Just to see.
Like
That'd be
just to see what he has to say.
There would be some stories.
There'd be some interesting stories. I'd love to hear his point of view on all this shit too. But anyway,
So yeah, she's getting on her bus.
so she's literally like, well, I think what happened was she was taking a later bus for some reason.
no.
Oh, like
I think she was gonna get on the bus, then she didn't for some reason.
okay.
And I was
She
like,
heard you call out
because
her name?
I was like standing there, right? And like you're just like, dude, like literally go fucking talk to her. Like I think at this point you guys were just like, okay, like
We're getting sick of
dude.
your shit.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Like because like in like this point in grade 10, like literally there's like 3 or 4 girls like I knew for sure. Okay, these girls like me, and I can talk to them, and I feel like king shit. Then with this girl, I can't fucking say a goddamn word. So like I think even I was getting sick of it. You guys are sick of it, and literally like I think it was a Brandon. You're literally just like, dude,
Fucking go.
and like she got off the bus and kind of was standing there.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, that's it. That's my sign. She didn't get on her bus so I could come talk to her. Because she is going through the exact same thing I am. So then I basically blatantly yelled her name a lot louder than I meant to.
Audrey
Hepburn. You have to say it. I wish I could recreate this scene. I really do, because it'd be the funniest thing you've ever seen. So I like
that funny.
I basically like yell out her name in the most awkward way possible, because I was like, Hepburn.
And you were at that point too where you're like halfway through puberty where your voice cracks on like the D's. So you're like, Audrey!
Yeah. So like it was like
Audrey!
I'd be like, yes, hello, I am TJ. So
I'm TJ.
so then
She
like
knew who you were by this point.
oh yeah, she knew who I was and everything, and like we had like talked in passing.
Yeah.
But so I come over to her, and like we have like without a shadow of a doubt the most awkward conversation in like the history of life. Anyone who says they have an awkward conversation, no. If I could have had a camera, I wish I could have captured
Too
what
bad
this.
GoPros didn't exist at that
Oh,
point.
dude, because
Yeah, right.
we're standing there talking, me and Audrey
Gold
Hepburn.
mine for you and me.
You guys would have made a lot of money off me for sure.
Viral videos.
If viral videos
Watch
were a
these
thing
two
in high
awkward
school,
people not say a word to each other and stare blankly into their faces.
well, that's the thing is like I was going out of my way to like make sure I was
Million
saying
hits.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like she was kind of like, yeah, okay, like I could tell she was uncomfortable, and I was like, fuck. I finally do this. I go out of my way to do this, and I'm like actually like starting to get comfortable, and it's just shut down. I'm like, fuck. So anyway, I'm just like, we have the conversation. I'm like, all right, well, see you later.
Yeah.
I walk away. And you guys are all proud of me. Know.
Hey, but
Yes!
And that's the thing is, I now
we won't hear about this for a solid 3 hours.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing is like I walk over to you guys, and like she can clearly fucking see us and hear us, and you guys all start cheering. Now let's picture for a second. I'm Audrey Hepburn, and I'm looking over, seeing me, the guy who just talked to her very awkwardly, walk over to his friends, and they all start cheering. I'm already socially awkward, like pretty socially awkward. I shouldn't say socially awkward. That's kind of rude, but you know what I mean.
You were.
No. Her. I am
Oh,
Audrey
no,
Hepburn
she was-
right now.
She wasn't socially awkward. She was just shy.
She was just very shy.
Just shy.
Shy, socially awkward.
Which I think was the
potato,
reason
potato.
why I like had such a crush on her. I think that was why.
Yeah.
I got to know, and I was kind of like, we don't really have anything in common. Whatever.
I don't know. I was
But
on
anyway.
the same bus as her. I saw her all the time, and I never spoke a word to her. So
Yeah. But like so she's just watching this thing unfold. I might as well have just fucking won the World Heavyweight Championship, because you guys were popping like crazy.
See, but here's my question for you. Like that's like your whole like high school like crush experience. Like now as an adult, like being older and like being in a pretty successful relationship with Sam, the redhead.
Yes.
Like
We'll use her real name.
yeah.
Sam,
your
his
relationship.
girlfriend Sam the brunette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's on the down low.
But I mean, like when you think about it, like because we're covering a lot with high school with this podcast, but
Yes.
like in that last little 5-10 minutes we've been talking about your experience with Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Like I've never had that. I've never had someone I've been like, I don't know how to talk to you. When I talk to someone that I like, my brain just kind of shuts off, and then I say, yeah, basically word vomit.
How you doing? How you doing?
And I don't really think. I just kind
How you
of go.
doing?
Like everyone experiences it differently. But with
How you
Sam,
doing?
for you said you were very comfortable like
How you
when you
doing?
started talking to Sam, right?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, he's a lot older.
No, but like I mean, like when they started their,
I figured my shit out at that
Yeah.
point. Like,
You're a lot older at that point, too, though.
but like
Yeah.
even in high school, like I would just be word vomit. Like I wouldn't know what the hell to say or do.
well, that was the same way.
See, I could talk. If I liked a girl, I could talk to her. It was no issue. It was what I said sometimes that
Yeah.
was getting me in trouble.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ham,
You want to
Sam.
segue into that now?
I think that would be a very good. Basically, to kind of end off the whole Audrey Hepburn thing, nothing remotely ended up happening.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. We probably could talk another 30 minutes about that.
Don't want to.
But yeah, no, I don't think there's really much else to say. Basically, nothing ended up happening there and everything. I ended up getting to know her,
All
and
you
I was
need
like,
to know is
oh,
that
okay.
women found you strangely attractive for your long hair and your guitar playing fingering skills, and
See, now you say that, and it just comes out wrong.
that's the whole point.
I guess that's kind of the point,
That's
isn't it?
the whole point of the
That's why they like guitarists, man.
They don't like them because they can strum up and down.
They don't like the musical portion. They're watching the left hand or the right
They
hand.
want
depending on
that
what hand it is.
dexterity.
They're like, dang.
That's why no one dates bass players, because they play the same thing over and over again. It's boring. No
Their
dexterity.
hands are probably blistered.
Yeah.
A little more.
Most likely. But and nothing ended up happening. Everything got to know each other. Nothing happened. But blah, 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 whatever. So,
Should we do like the end of high school? Should we go into like the prom stuff?
well, eventually, this is going to be a two-parter.
Oh, we're doing 2 parts?
Yeah, we're already an hour here, dude.
Oh,
Like
fuck.
we're going to be doing a
We'll
two-parter
just cut
here.
it and do an outro after.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do a two-parter here. But just
Breaking kayfabe. Even.
breaking kayfabe here, folks. Talking about what we're going to do on the Hotter Show with the editing,
God.
and I'm leaving all this in.
Oh, good.
Because literally, just I
'Cause
I
it's fucking solid gold.
just the Hotter Show. I don't edit anything anymore. I don't know why. I
Nobody
just
got time for that.
Yeah, nobody got time for no editing. But
What do you want to go into then?
I want to get into a situation between Brandon and I that happened
Okay, I
that
know
involves
exactly
a girl and so forth. And I want to get your thoughts on it because you were around.
You were an
Not a whole lot.
Are we discussing Louise? We going into the Louise
Louise.
story?
Yes, we are going to be.
Oh, God.
And I also want us to talk about a very important thing for the three of us.
Oh.
A very important thing because
Are we doing that in part 2?
we are indeed doing that in part 2. I'm getting ready to wrap up part 1 here.
All right.
Usually I don't talk about wrapping up part 1, but I'm going to this time because the three of us were the founding members of a legendary band that has achieved really God status now, actually, that we're going to talk about.
It's almost an urban myth.
We're really actually an urban myth, like the three of us. Really, in the local music scene, we're an urban legend.
In the lore.
We're in
lore
the-
of Durham.
In the lore of Durham and Clarington area, and we're going to talk all about that in part 2 of the podcast. You guys may have already heard this story a little bit on Brandon and I's podcast again, but having Garrett here definitely will make that much, much better, I think, having him here as well. And I guess we're just kind of going to sign off here today.
We didn't even get to talk about awkward facial hair.
Oh, yeah. So, can I just say, Brandon, I was always jealous of your poo stashes.
Real quick, your poo stashes.
Your
were on
poo
point.
stashes were always
They
so
rivaled
on
Adam's.
point. But, I don't know about that. But Garrett's poo stashes.
I couldn't grow one.
You could, but
I didn't get any mustache
It came
until
in
I
like
was
so
17.
thin. Like it came in like so thin.
I couldn't grow anything until I was like 17, and then I would leave it for 3 years, and
Yeah.
it would grow like half an inch.
We all tried so hard. I always tried to have the little fucking what do you call those things?
Do like a neck strap. Or
Yeah, like little
I
chin
didn't grow
straps.
sideburns till I was 19 years old.
And he's not lying.
I'm not lying.
And literally, like I'd have my little like chin strap, but it would always be so patchy
Yeah.
because it would like
I'd hate all of you for you. You're all growing all your beards. I'm just sitting over here with a little.
Mine, I just didn't shave.
Brandon's never shaved. That was Brandon's thing.
I just didn't shave. It's like now it's just this is just here. It's not really doing anything. It's
Puberty's a
just here.
bitch.
Puberty is a motherfucker.
I had a soul patch in like 11th grade. Just a soul.
Yeah,
This
patch.
is true.
Yeah,
I remember
you did.
I remember you were gonna grow the spike.
I was
Do you
gonna
remember
grow a
that?
spike.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did.
Because that's attractive.
You were gonna grow a spike, and it was like you were like, "Yes, this is happening.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grow a
I
spike."
shaved my whole face except for like right under my chin. I was gonna grow a spike.
I remember because you know why I remember. I'm gonna shout him out here on the podcast, Mr. Mav Simard from Fearly Unknown.
Does
'Cause
he have a spike?
he was going to grow one, and it was the only thing that reminded me, Mav, of you to me. Because I told him, I'm like, "Oh, like, dude, you can't." When
Looks
he's
like
and he's
shit.
like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because I know someone who tried that as well, and it just didn't work." He's like, "No, but I'm going to do it though." Of course, now he still has the same fucking thing. But shout out to him. It just made me laugh thinking about that. But that's awkward facial hair, guys. We are gonna sign off here just for a little bit. We're gonna record part 2 of our conversation. We're gonna talk about all kinds of bullshit. So be sure to tune in for that. Simba's here. He's hanging out. He's having a good time.
Licking my knees.
Cats are rubbing all over Garrett, who is highly allergic to cats, which is fucking hilarious for me.
Oh, this is awkward.
Anyway, guys, we will see you guys on Sunday. All right, so that was part 1 of my conversation with Brandon and Garrett, talking all about high school and how we are in high school and that kind of thing. Talking about some crushes and so forth, mainly about my main high school crush. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about how funny that is. Looking back on everything, it's all funny. It's all fun. It's all good. So funny stuff. Some more serious stuff as well in the beginning about talking about high school and the effect it has on us and so forth. Didn't really expect that out of the three of us, but you never know what's going to happen with the Harder Show, especially when I sit down with those two guys, the sons of Jim. They're going to take over this damn podcast eventually if I'm not careful, so I got to be careful when I have them on now. But guys, definitely look forward to part 2. It will be up on Sunday. I think it is a lot of fun. I think it's definitely the more kind of slightly funner podcast, as the whole thing is just shenanigans the entire way through. We talk about the Battle of the Bros, and we talk about our old band, and we talk about prom and all that kind of stuff. So definitely some interesting stuff that happens on part 2 of the podcast. Be sure to go and like and follow the Facebook event for the Harder Show live cast. It's going to be coming up. I'm really looking forward to that, guys. I hope you are as well, because I'm very, very excited for that. And of course, depending on how you're listening to the Harder Show right now, whether you are on SoundCloud, you're on iTunes, you're on YouTube, be sure to follow, subscribe, like, rate, comment, whatever you need to do. You know I appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in and listening to the podcast today. And again, I apologize for all the coughing and sneezing and that kind of bullshit. Editing those out can be a bit of a pain when someone's talking and that kind of thing. And every time I coughed, or Garrett coughed, or Brandon coughed, someone else was talking. So literally it was like trying to edit those out. It just wasn't going to happen. So I apologize if anyone was bothered by that too much. Hopefully you weren't. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling on here. That's going to do it for me. I will catch you guys next time on The Harder Show. Take it easy.